We crash landed into another Slice of Pie Teen Thursday, and we're so excited to have Morgan in the house.
Woo!
Hi, Morgan.
Hello.
We are so excited to have you. All right, so this is part two. So first of all, a huge thank you for being here. Before we get started, me and my co-host Isabella. For anybody who's in the room, drop a hello, a hi. Make sure you like and do all that stuff you're supposed to do. We are grateful for anybody who shows up, and for those of y'all who are watching the replay. I wanted to kind of set the stage a little bit because we had the honor of having Morgan on our Tipsy Tuesday, so our grown up talks earlier this week, and there were a lot of things that really resonated. Morgan, I had actually a lot of people reach out to me on the replay,
Really?
colleagues on LinkedIn who are really impacted by what you said, and they really appreciated you. So you hit some hearts on Tuesday, and I think in this opportunity to talk to teens, you're going to be able to hit some hearts here. So before we get started, I just wanted to do a quick call out. September is a suicide prevention awareness month. And I just want to make sure that folks know that there is a number to call if you need some help. And that number in the US is 988. So it's 9 and the number 8, 988. I'll drop that in the chat when we get a little bit further. So for those of y'all who are looking for some support, if you can't talk to your family, your friends, your community, you really need some support, dial the number 988, and you will get confidential help or anything that you're going through. We just want to make sure that we put that out there. So with that all said, Bella, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
All right, well, I would like to introduce our very special guest, Miss Morgan Polite.
Woo!
Thank you
So,
for having me.
of course, Morgan is a successful entrepreneur and as CEO and owner of Mo Lashes and Mo Beauty Supply in Brunswick, Georgia. Her growing business is committed to delivering excellent service and supporting the local community. Woo!
That is huge.
Yeah, Morgan.
Yes, success and Black excellence in the house. Okay,
Thank you.
just saying. So go ahead, Bella. What questions do you have? We're just gonna start our conversation off.
Well, this is starting off with a pretty deep question, but how did you overcome depression, and what advice do you have for teens and young people who are feeling alone?
Whew. That was pretty deep. Straight to the point, huh? Today. For one, I went through depression. I'm still in my early 20s, but when I was really early in my 20s, between 19 and 22, I kind of went through a lot as emotionally that sometimes us humans can't control. Just going through life situations, like I previously said on my first episode, I flunked out of school, which kind of triggered a lot of different things for me. And I just kind of felt like a failure at that time in my life. Just graduating from another college at 20, and then I turn around and flunk out of school. That I felt like that said a lot about me at that time. There was a lot of different things that I could have did in my scholastic, you know, time at school, and I felt like I could have did better with a lot of different things, and I beat myself up about that for a while. So me being depressed, I definitely had to seek help. I had to get some help at some point, but it took someone else telling me that I need to go get help. But I started noticing different things about myself and my eating habits, my sleeping habits, how often I was emotional throughout the day, or just my thoughts to myself. And it's a lot of things that you can't control, but it's like, whoa, did I just feel that way? Did I just think that way? Did I just, and it's hard to overcome, because your early 20s is such a critical stage in your life, and that's something that you're gonna have to endure on your own. But donkey paddling your first 5 years of being 20, you're trying to get your life together, you're trying to figure yourself out, you're trying to figure out, what do you want to do in life? Do you want to go to school? Do you want to be in the workforce? You're just trying to figure yourself out and still trying to find your own identity, which can be hard at times, because with us in a younger generation, we see the lens on social media. We think everything on social media is cool, or everything on social media is real, which that flushes our mind, as well, so that's not something that is easy to overcome in our generation and even in your generation, Bella. But me having a relationship with God at a young age really got me through a lot of things in my 20s. From being in high school, well, I've always had a relationship with God, and I think my family and my support system for instilling that into me at a young age. So I've always had a relationship with God. I've always felt like I could pray to Him, I could talk to Him, I can give Him all my worries and my problems and my stress, and that He'll take care of it in His divine time, and not, me pray for it and then something happens tomorrow. You have to be able to pray about something and leave it alone, because it's His timing. But just getting over depression has really changed my life, changed my mindset and how I view myself and how I view things in life. It has a lot to do with my confidence now that I'm 25. Being here today, I'm so grateful for it, Bella. And you will endure a lot of different things from your age now to when you become in high school, to your first year off in school, and how just with growing up. And it's the difference from being 24 and 25. It really is, because my mindset, it has been completely different since I've turned 25. You see life at a different aspect, because realistically, I'm almost 30. And then some people say you go back through a phase when you're 30 and trying to figure yourself out then too. But all in all, getting over depression has been something that's been so rewarding to myself in the end, because you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone else. So I would definitely say overcoming depression has been the highlight of my 20s, not just owning a business, because it's not easy. You can't control it at times.
Wow. Yeah, I went through some pretty tough things in 2020 and 2021. I battled with really serious mental health issues. And I think I genuinely lost myself for a good 2 years. And it's been so crazy just realizing that I'm Bella again. I'm not a random depressed kid that you see in the hallways anymore. I'm actually I'm Bella, and I've gone through things that 11, 12-year-old, 13-year-old should have to go through. But I went through it, and I'm still here, and I'm still alive. And it's I think about this a lot, how I genuinely the person I was in 2019, all that energy, all that joy, literally left. She wasn't there for 2 years. And she's back. She's more mature now, but she's I'm still here, and I'm getting better. There are still some things that I have to work through and try to get out of my system. But I'm here, and I'm definitely a lot better than I was this time last year. Because this time last year, I would have thought that I wouldn't have made it here. I genuinely thought that I wouldn't have been alive here. But I am, and it's crazy when you look back and you're just I've done something that I didn't think I could do. And it's yeah.
And you're on the other side of it, and it is just one day at a time. And the thing, something we talked about earlier this week is that when someone's depressed, it's not oh, I'm sad.
Mm-hmm.
Being sad is, that's one emotion, but being depressed and going through, and sometimes you have to pull yourself out of that. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you do it with help, and sometimes it is just you wanting to survive and get to the other side. Because life is beautiful. Life really is. Now, there are times when it's terrible, it sucks, right? But there are more times where it is, we're so blessed with what we have and the love that we're surrounded by. But yeah, I know it is. I'm grateful that both of y'all are on this side of depression. I'm grateful that y'all worked through it, because what would we do without you? Seriously.
That's what I was telling myself. Like, what would you would have done? What would the world would have done? What would my
Yeah.
mom would have thought? Like,
Yes.
I there was a lot of times where I had to get myself together, because it's like, girl.
Yeah.
And I thank God for my business, because when I started working on my business, it was in a time where I was depressed. And I
Mm.
was already staying up late at night, and I would sleep throughout the day, sometimes. But I took a lot of those nights before I started going to therapy. I took a lot of those nights, and that was my time to brainstorm. When I was really trying to kick that depression, that was my time to brainstorm. I would stay up till 5 or 5 o'clock at night, and it was because my sleep pattern was off. I was, my diet was off. My eating habits were trash.
Yeah.
This just being I was so emotional all the time around that time. And, being young is not always easy.
That's
People
right.
think that being young is easy, but it is not. It's not easy being 25. It's not easy being 12, or it's not easy being 15 sometimes. And people don't understand that. You know, Kids are cruel at times in school. I kind of went through a phase of that, from elementary to middle school, and being picked on. That's not easy. For being tall, or for having eczema, or just different things. Kids are cruel. Kids say the darndest things. And us being so pure hearted, nice kids, and I could tell that about Bella, kids took advantage of that. Kids
Mm-hmm.
found your weakness and ran with it. I definitely would say I'm so proud of you, Bella, for coming out of that, because I know that it's not easy. I know that.
Thank you.
Aww.
Welcome.
Okay, y'all. Another episode where I'm trying to start crying and fogging up my glasses, but I'm honestly so touched. Yeah, I'm honestly, I just wanted to pause for a second to just take it in, because again, there's gonna be somebody who watches this who needed to hear this, to hear from both of y'all about, you know, what you went through, where you are right now, the fact that it is a journey. And again, anybody who is watching this replay, know that you are not alone. You really are not. You really are not. You're not alone. So Bella, do you want to hit number 2 on the question sheet? She got 500 questions, y'all, for those of y'all in the chat.
I have like
She doesn't. Go ahead.
5. Crazy. I wanted to ask. This is not the second question, Mother, but
Okay.
do you use a vision board?
I'm going to be honest with you, Bella. I do not. I have learned my gift. Not saying that this is the reason why I don't have a vision board, but I'm able to see my vision so clear. I'm able to see myself 2 and 3 years from now. I am able to hold on to that vision, and the same vision that I had for my store, I'm living in that vision right now. The same vision that I had for myself. Miss Shelly, I told you by 25 I wanted to be selling hair full time.
Yes.
I'm 25 selling hair full time. So I don't use a vision board at the moment. I probably should. And I would probably take that into consideration. But I have such a vision that I know a lot of people aren't blessed with. I know that there are some people that are just misguided, and they don't know how to use their gifts. And I'm so glad that I can use my gift to be able to see things and see myself at a higher, at a higher level, and I'm able to hold on to that. I think the best vision you can have is one that you can create in your mind.
Yeah, I love that.
So I just hold on to that.
I love that. Something I didn't do up until maybe last year, I was not allowing myself to daydream because for some reason and I think part of this was some stemming from how I was raised, but I was always thinking that if I daydreamed about something bigger than myself, that it was ego, or it was, you know what I mean? Like it was some kind of weird negative, like that's never gonna happen. So why even buy things? Or you know what I mean, like that. And when I started, when I really started to just allow myself to dream, all the visions came. And it's like like I actually have a vision board in my office, but it doesn't even matter anymore. Like the vision in my head is so much more expanded. And I think, especially because you're also a creative person, like you're both business and creative, so you can step back and see. But I love the fact that you're manifesting things. You're actually making things are actually happening within this actual timeline, and you're seeing them come to life. And so I encourage, especially teens to, it's okay to dream. It's okay to daydream. It doesn't matter how big that dream is. You ain't got to tell everybody. Everybody's not a part of your vision, but own it.
How else are you gonna manifest if you don't daydream?
Exactly.
I daydream all day long. I have to. That's the only way that I can see my creative thoughts. I see my creative self. I see how creative my thoughts can get by daydreaming. And how can I picture myself? How can you really picture yourself? What's a vision without daydreaming?
Ooh. What's a vision without daydreaming? I love that.
Yeah, I have my vision board like right here. It's not super full, but it has a lot of the things that I aspire to, and I just I look at it. I mean, it looks good in my room, so it does. But I like to look at it a lot of times, be like, well, one of them has happened. So
good. That's good to hear.
Absolutely.
More to come. All right. I was wondering, why am I messing with my hair? Were you afraid to start your business, and what would you tell a teen who wants to start their own business?
Was I scared to start this business? Heck yes. I mean, at first, like I told your mom, I took $250 and I started this business. And I started selling lashes out of a shoebox in 2019. I was scared to start a business because I didn't know if people would really float, to me or gravitate to me. But once I started, I was selling lashes every week. But what gets scary in the beginning, what got scary for me is when I started seeing where my business could take me, or when I started adding different things to my business when that trial and error stage came in. And granted, trial and error is throughout the business, but those first trial and errors, I have taken a loss. I've taken a big loss before I even went brick and mortar. I took my first real loss, and that's something you're going to be afraid of, but you have to take a loss to know what it is. You have to. And I took my first loss to the chin young. And I had to dig myself out of that. However, being consistent and keeping God first is what has gotten me this far. That's what I will tell you about starting and running a business. Staying consistent. Without consistency, there is no business. You have to be consistent and stay firm on your vision and how you see yourself. If that thought or something doesn't line up with where you are, or if it doesn't meet you in the middle, if it's not something that, if it doesn't align with you, it doesn't matter. If it's for you, God will make it happen. Running a business is not easy. It comes with a lot of growing pains. and you have to be ready to you running a business. You got to be ready to shift. You have
Yeah.
business. You're shifting every day, all day. You don't know what's gonna come at you. I might get out of bed at 8 o'clock, but I don't know what's gonna happen come 12, come noon. Come noon, it's a we in the second part of the day. So
Wow.
running a business is not easy, but I will tell you that it's so worth it. And I will tell you if it's something that you want, go grab it and go and follow your dreams. If it's truly on your heart to do it. Don't let anyone stop you. Stay focused. Stay focused. That is the main thing I have to tell myself is to stay focused. If it doesn't align, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't align with you, it's not for you. Okay?
I'm dropping that in the chat. Stay focused with your vision and your dreams, and because the distractions show up all the time, and that's something we were just chit chatting about before we went live. Just the example of something I experienced just last night that could potentially be a distraction, and it's like here I am as an as an over 50 woman, and I'm like, wait, I need to make sure that I'm staying focused, back, to the plan and not shifting. So yeah, that is awesome advice.
Yeah.
This is what happens when Bella is in control of the questions.
This is true.
All right.
I usually don't have control. It's weird. Okay. I was wondering, do you still have the same friends, and how do you keep your friendships with such a busy schedule?
My friend circle has changed. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. My friend circle has changed. It has gotten smaller.
Mm.
But I have managed to have some really good friends in my corner. You're gonna meet lifetime friends in college. They're gonna always be there. Everybody can't make it to the top with you, though. Everybody can't sit at your table with you. Everybody's not gonna be there to toast with you. They're not, and that's something that you're gonna have to find out for yourself. But all of my friends are doing something. All of my friends currently, they have a business. All of my friends have businesses, from Drea's Cafe to Hella Cakes and More to Everything Nice to Lashes by Nay, Winks by Rye. They all have businesses. Every last one of them. Every last one of my friends have a business. Shout out to you ladies. But your friend circle will change. Like two of my friends, I talked to one of them for the first time in maybe like 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months. But that is my girl.
Yeah.
When we talk back with each other, we're right back where we started off from. You're gonna have friendships like that. But you also have to know when to remove yourself from certain friendships. Like I said, when it doesn't align, you have to subtract. When it doesn't align, you have to subtract. If they don't have, if they can't root for you, like they're rooting for you to go to the mall or go spend some money, they can't root with you when it comes to your business, that's not your friend. If they can't support you, that's not your friend. If they can't be there for you when it's time to do work like this, that's not your friend. Your circle will change. And that's something that you have to be prepared for. It wasn't something that I was prepared for, but God was preparing me. And I have learned to love my solitude because I am alone a lot, as far as when it comes to my friends, because we all live our own individual lives. You can't expect to have someone right there on your hip, because that's not how it works. Everybody lives their own individual lives. Some of my friends have kids, so things are real life. But my friends all have businesses, and I'm so grateful to be able to brag about their businesses on a platform like this and just be able to brag about them in general, because those are my girls.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
We're stealing your statement, by the way. When the friends don't align, you gotta subtract. It's just that simple. It really is.
You'll be so surprised about what can happen when you remove. When I removed myself from certain things and certain situations, everything that I was praying for came full circle.
Yeah.
Came full circle. Came full circle. And you'll be surprised the outcome of things when you take yourself out of toxic situations that do not serve you anymore.
Yeah.
Your job is done. God's telling you to release that.
Facts.
That's no printer.
I've went through it, and it's something that I had to be okay with at the end of the day, because if God is telling me to remove myself, there's a reason.
Yeah.
You don't want to find out the reason. You want to do what you said. Obedience.
Obedience. Yeah. Obedience yields rewards every single time.
Yeah, I had a major change in friends, like compared to like 4 months ago to now. Like I've lost a lot of friends, but like I was only supposed to be friends with them for that for however long I was supposed to be friends with them.
For that season.
And I'll be civil with them. Like if they don't like me, that's fine. But like I'll be civil. I'm not gonna like, oh my God, like see him in the hallway, I'm not gonna like yell and be like, oh, you're such a bad person, I hate you. Like I'm just gonna like walk past, because I don't like.
Just let it go. You got some people you gotta let go.
For longer than however long we were friends, then I'm not gonna mess with it. That's just how it was supposed to be, and I'm not gonna try to go against that, because then I'm just gonna get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's gonna have to prove to me why I should have left it alone.
Yeah, you don't want God to come back with a lesson.
I don't want that.
Nope,
I'm okay. I'm good where I am. Okay, I wanted to ask, so since a lot of my friends in my grade, a lot of us are going to be able to start working very soon. I'm eligible to get a job in like 3 months. No, 2 months. 2 months actually. Yeah, because in Georgia you have to be 14 to get a job, depending on where you want to work. So a lot of us are going to be eligible soon. So I was wondering, can you share tips for teens who are interviewing for jobs in retail?
That is a good question. I did not have, my first job was not in retail when I was your age. I started volunteering in childcare. So when working in retail, this type of retail, any type of retail, you have to be ready to work, because retail is not an easy industry to work in. But knowing your stuff about where you work, like knowing your products, that's key. Customers love that. I would also tell you to have you have good speaking skills, so that's not something that I would be more so worried about, but definitely good communication skills at a young age is also key. Being able to clearly get your thoughts across, to a customer is always good, and to your manager. But I don't know what key factors I would give you, because it's not something that I went through or work that I didn't work in that field when I was that age. So I don't know what to say about that. Just be ready to work. At your age, you should be ready to work. You should be as hungry as possible. If I could have started Mo Lashes at your age, by 25, I would be I probably would have been a millionaire if I would have started this business at 14.
That is such a good point, because the thing that the internet has done, at least e-commerce has done, social media has done, it's opened up different opportunities for kids to start these streams of income. Now, you don't have to be an influencer to, I'm not talking about I'm talking about like, there's so many different ways that you can even sell products, drop ship products. You can set up actual stores as a team, working from home. That means you ain't got to get a car, right? Where you can, work from home and have an additional stream of income that's helping you and your family, and you're setting some, or even like a traditional job that's changed now, which is like selling life insurance, because everybody needs life insurance. That's something that as a 18 plus, that you're taking a test and you can sell life insurance and you can make a ton of money, because that's something that people will always need. That's another way you can help your family. So even if it's not a job in retail, there's just different opportunities that you can pick up. But you're so right, Morgan. The 3 tips I dropped in the room: know your products, customer service, and being ready to work. Or I think as a boss, that's what you show up to Morgan's store. I'm telling you right now, if you don't have these, don't show up. You're not gonna get the job.
You got to be ready to work. Because I do everything in here. I am the cashier. I am the custodian. I am the bookkeeper. I am the counter. I do all. So you got to be ready to work. You got to come in here ready to work, because my employees, the employee I did have this summer, he worked good too. He has to go back to school, but he's in high school, so he cannot stay at Mo Lashes and Mo Beauty Supply. I need him to walk across the stage.
Yeah. I volunteer. I'm part of the servant team at my church, and there's one Friday a month where it's this whole big thing from 7 to 10, and it's you play a lot of games, you worship, you just get to hang out with your friends at the church, and a lot of the times I have to work for the church when I'm there, because I'm on the servant team. So and it's a lot of work, because especially we have a little snack bar thing that has a whole bunch of snacks and drinks and stuff, and it's a lot of work because it's a lot of people asking for so many different things, and then everything's $1, and people are giving me 20s, and I'm like, bro, I don't have change for 20 if you're buying one thing. I cannot give you $19 back. You're the first customer.
I'm not gonna give you $19 back. I need about 19 customers first.
Right. I'm you're the first customer. I cannot give you $19. Come back. But it's a lot of work. There are people trying to steal at a church. People trying to steal the food. People trying to come back behind the counter, which they're not allowed to do. We've been told specifically, don't let people behind the counter unless they're on servant team. But they still try, and it's it was a whole thing. I was sweating by the time we were done. But when I pull up at the church, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a lot. It's a lot. But you have to work, and don't try not to yell at people unless it's absolutely necessary.
Don't yell at people. They're gonna ask her to don't come back. That's not what she meant by customer service, know your products.
I meant to get their attention, and I know the products because,
yeah. But so we got about 6 minutes left, though. I want to make sure we're good on our time. By the way, for y'all, if you're in the room and you haven't liked the video, please do that so they don't kick us off YouTube.
Do it.
Do it. All right. So what else you got, Bella?
Do it. What else do I have? That's a really good question. What else? I have a lot. I think I'm gonna get 2 more questions in.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What advice do you have for teens who are being bullied?
Tell somebody.
Yeah.
Tell somebody. Make it known. If I was to see a bully now at 25, I'll let everybody know that that's a bully.
Mm-hmm.
You out here bullying people. Like I will put that person on blast so freaking bad because I endured being bullied. But now, as an adult, that's something I do not tolerate. You want to make me mad? Bully somebody in front of me. Bully a kid. You want to see? You want to see? You want to see more lashes and more flipped upside down? Bully a kid. Everybody knows that I take kids very seriously. I give back to kids year round. Kids are not accidents. Kids do not. Kids that are picked on and bullied on, they wonder why me?
Yeah.
Why me? Why would you want to pick on me?
Yeah.
And I've been there. I've been in those shoes before. So, as oh man, I probably would be so gruesome because people don't deserve that. People are
Yeah.
so cruel and so mean. And then two, I've learned to kill a lot of people with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Like now that I'm an adult, seeing someone bite their tongue because of how I carry my voice in a conversation eats them up. Eats them up. It lights them on fire. Knowing that you have power and control of someone else's emotions when they're the ones spitting that fire at you, that's something that they wouldn't expect. You to be nice after you've called me every name in the book. Really? Kill them with kindness. But definitely make it known that that's a bully. Make it known. Tell
Mm-hmm.
everyone. Because I wish I would have told my mom. I wish I would have told my mom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wish now I would have told her. Because I know my mom, I probably would have had to go to a different school by the time she finished.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
It would have been worth it. And I wish she would have known now that I'm an adult. But that was just something that I kept from her. And it's normal for a kid to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. That leads us to our last question as we come to an end. What makes you proud, inspired, and empowered?
what makes me proud? Knowing that I get out of my bed every day and that I'm doing something that other girls look up to.
Oh yeah.
That is what makes me proud. That at 25, I have touched so many lives. And I hate to get choked up on here, but I would have never thought in a million years people would look at me as inspiration.
Oh.
I am just as normal can be. I am such a sweet person. And it's okay to be misunderstood. Because if you want to be the baddest person on the planet, you're going to have to be misunderstood about a lot of things. And that's okay. What makes me inspired is seeing where I come from and seeing how far I've gotten, but to see how far I can go.
Mm.
What makes me feel empowered? Being 25 with the only black owned beauty supply store where I live.
Okay.
That by itself, I feel like I have set the bar and I've raised the tone for a lot of different things in my area. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud to say that. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of who I've become. And I'm proud of who I will be. Because I know that this will take me somewhere far. I may not can see it right now, which is okay. But I know that if this was not meant for me to have, God wouldn't have given it to me.
That's right.
He wouldn't have made it happen, and he wouldn't keep allowing it to happen. But month after month, he shows up for me. He shows up for me and my family. He shows up for my mom month after month after month. He makes a way. That's what makes me feel empowered and good to know that he is still with me throughout this whole entire journey. He's been with me and he's going to continue to stay with me. I hope I've answered your question.
Oh,
Beautifully. Don't cry, Mama.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm trying not to. I'm just blown away. I mean, as I was blown away before Tuesday, as I'm blown away today, as I will be tomorrow. You are definitely a staple in our life. We hope that we can meet you in person one day and just give you just a for real hug, because you've made, like I said, you made an impact earlier this week. You definitely made an impact on my daughter. I can see it in her face. So as a mom, I genuinely appreciate that. And for every single kid who's going to be watching, or any parent that's going to watch, y'all share this with teens who need this. This is no joke, y'all. Overcoming depression and living a successful life is really hard, but it is possible. And we're looking at two people who are doing just a darn good job at it. And so, yeah. Yes, she has made the entire Brunswick, Georgia, the whole town, okay?
Everybody.
The whole town. So for those of us who are not from here, you don't live in Brunswick, Georgia is an actual place, a city, okay? And when she says she's the only Black business there, this brick, okay, I'm gonna just park that right there. So we are so honored and grateful, and we just gotta have to come see you in Brunswick.
You all will. Please.
We just need to come see you in Brunswick. We just see a little taste of the store in the corner. I was telling Bella before we go that that I used to have her wear those big bows. Remember those?
She did.
I love the bows.
She did.
Yes.
They're all in
Looks like
here.
JoJo Siwa.
Yes. Oh, I love these bows. So let me just drop like a, hey, yo, make sure you'll check out the store. I know if you're in Brunswick, you're already aware. It's not a secret because you live there and you know what's up. But for those of y'all, there is an online store. So I'm gonna drop the link before we go for the store. You can go online and make sure you sign up to her newsletter, and that way you can find out about all the sales. Is the 1 year anniversary sale still going on?
No, the 1 year anniversary sale ended on yesterday.
Okay, yes. Well, y'all need to sign up so that you can get all of the updates on any sales. But basically, go on, buy quick, buy fast, follow her on Facebook, because anytime there's anything, like there's a shipment coming in, she notifies everybody right away. She does have a following, so don't be jealous. Okay, she does have a following, so okay, just so y'all know, you're dealing with an influencer, okay? So I think with that, we're going to end our broadcast. If I can do this correctly, I might have an outro. So I think I'm gonna say, but we're gonna hang out in the back room for a second, y'all, before we tell these people bye. But we'll tell them bye. I'll hit the outro, and then we'll hit the end the broadcast.
Yeah. Bye. Peace out, homies.